Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Lazy Stone here. Welcome back to the Swoop Plan Reacts. Now, today we're gonna be watching a small video here. It is by none other than Wings of Redemption Professional. Wow. Okay. Wow. Just okay. All naked. We're just going all in. We're not even. It's like we're just gonna call Wings of Redemption an actual PDF. And this is from OVO CWW. I forgot what that meant. I think it was Whale Watchers, Conway Whale Watchers, because both Wings and Kelly are massive as hell. So I guess they're trying to call them whales. So, anyways, let's begin the reaction, and I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So you got this video. All right.
Whenever Wings slammed you onto the table, right?
First off, I did trip. He didn't slam me on the table.
So, him extending his arms and pushing you onto your back had nothing to do with you falling over. That's your logic.
He didn't push me on my back.
He didn't push you.
When?
So what would you call?
I don't think he did push me at all. Like when he moved me out the way, I lost footing on my feet. My feet hit the leg of the table.
And why?
So he moved you. Hold on. I gotta.
When?
So what would you call?
I don't think he did push me at all. Like when he moved me out the way, I lost footing on my feet.
He moved you out the way. He moved you out the way. That's a new one. He moved me out the way. So why? You were on him. You were screaming at his ears. And you don't think maybe he hated that so much to the point where he just wanted to black out? Because he did scratch Keemstar in the neck, that I remembered. I remembered every detail of this. He did that out of violence and anger.
My feet hit the leg of the table, and
why
it flipped my legs up, and I went back onto my back.
And why?
I tripped.
Why? How do you trip when you're standing completely still?
I wasn't standing still.
You call the wife a dunce because
I told
you. You telling a person
because she's sitting here lying and sweeping.
Did you not tell her? Did you or did you not tell her that she should divorce me because I'm a?
What are you talking about?
You're saying that you tripped. You realize like, how delusional that is, and 85% of the internet is saying the exact same thing I'm saying.
Why do you think she said she tripped when she fell down right as she had?
Because she's immediately starting to sweep for you.
You think she instantly just comes into the sweep category?
No.
Like if I ever actually hit my wife, she would leave me instantly.
So do you want to pull up the video and we can watch it together of her tripping?
I know what it looks like. It looks bad.
It does look bad.
It looks bad.
It looks bad because I don't know. Like she was literally putting her hands on you, trying to calm you down.
Yeah, it looks really bad because you shoved her. Oh, the camera's lying. That's not what happened.
And he said move. So yeah.
If you play it frame by frame,
not believe my eyes.
God damn, this kid's retarded, bro. It wasn't like the full like upper body that was like put. Like you could see like her like.
You also can see I wasn't even looking at it.
You could see her like leg. What are you talking about, Legoat? Yeah, this is Legoat that's talking here, by the way. Let's get a recap on what the hell Legoat is talking about, because and I hear them calling him regarded, which is it really isn't off. Let me hear that again.
If you play it frame by frame,
to not believe my eyes.
God damn, this kid's retarded.
That's
I know what you're seeing.
If you play it frame by frame,
to not believe my eyes.
God damn, this kid's retarded, bro. It wasn't like the full like upper body that was.
It wasn't the full upper body. Legoat. I need to put like a quote here. It wasn't the full upper body. But the thing is, Legoat, I don't know if you're good at anatomy or not, and you're probably 17 years old, probably, and still in high school. Or probably, hopefully in college, because I don't know if you know anything about the anatomy of the human body, but the upper torso is where the arms are at. So that is considered the upper body. Wings was extending his arms at the upper body. That is what the upper body is. Kelly wrapped her arms around Wings to console him from being violent towards others, which you could see Keemstar has enough evidence to charge him with, I don't know what's the term for that, but you could actually go to jail for this. You could actually get you could actually go to prison for, no, not prison, depending on the charges. The thing is, Keemstar wouldn't do that. And I don't know why. Maybe he would lose money. Maybe he would think that Wings would need to come back or something. But it just doesn't work that way. Because for some reason, in his mind, he thinks that working at Local Live means working a 9 to 5, which is really isn't. You're just a fat sack of lazy shit just sitting there, right? And just enjoying the donations that are coming in because you're bringing in the attention. The problem is that his audience is going to Local Live, and then when they're at Local Live, they just divide. They don't come to his streams when he's streaming. That's the whole issue I think that he went through. And then he's gonna go ahead and say that, like, I'm just lost for words, dude. Like, I don't know how his brain works. Like, it just, like, he could have went to jail on that same day. The cops out there where they filmed this what they do not play with that.
It's like you can see like her like.
You also can see I wasn't even looking at it.
Like what? Hold on.
Upper body. Frame
by frame. Not believe my eyes.
God damn, this kid's retarded, bro.
It wasn't like the full like upper body that was like put. Like you can see like her like.
You also can see I wasn't even looking at.
Her leg was hugging his legs. They were so close to each other. They're big ass people. I could see. Look.
It wasn't like the full like.
Look, like she's clinking onto this guy, and then he pushes her on the table. It's not that hard, nigga. Like Keemstar had the worst out of it, and Kelly could have probably broken her spine from this amount of force. Like it was so bad that her whole entire body bounces off of the table. So you can't say that's forceful. And the fact that all these people came back.
Upper body that was like put, like you can see like her, like.
You also can see I wasn't even looking at her.
Like,
you make eye contact with her beforehand and afterwards.
Table. And the reason when I jumped up, I said I tripped, was because I did, because I'm klutzy.
Mm-hmm,
it happened.
And when we got.
Wow. You know, that's funny. You know who says they're clumsy? Battered wives. You know who says that they're clumsy around men who are violent and very abusive to their spouse? Battered wives, which is what they're saying right now. So this makes a lot of sense. I've heard this in not only movies, but I've heard this in shows. I've heard this in others cases where women try to stick up for their man by saying, "Hey, I didn't get beaten. I'm just a clumsy ass girl."
When we got back,
Kelly, you're a fucking battered wife, and you're disgusting for what you're doing.
Did I not tell you when we got back to the cabin? Don't go over the trip story.
Yeah.
Because like the optics are too bad. It's just gonna make us look worse.
And you did. And I'm like, that's what happened.
It's not reality. Like just because something's too bad, it's just gonna make us look worse. Don't go over the trip story.
Yeah.
Because like the optics are too bad. It's just gonna make us look worse.
And you did. And I'm like, that's what happened.
It's not reality. Like just because
it's not reality. It's
something looks like something doesn't mean it's there. There's sleight of hand.
So why did you scratch Keemstar at the fucking throats like a fucking lion? You know, you were a fucking animal, bro. You were an actual animal. You seen how many people tried to stop you? You were like a rampaging elephant that escaped from a circus. That's how crazy
I can't believe you're trying to
you are.
What happened to it being a bit for Local? Remember we're going with that story?
Oh my god.
No, not okay. You don't fucking just back out of these arguments whenever you get actual fucking.
Yeah, every time he says, okay. Well, I don't, okay, I don't, you know, you're like a pussy, bro. You a fucking pussy, bro. All that fucking sugar you be eating, bro, that's why you fucking talk like a pussy. Cause all that and you wonder why he has the breakouts in the fucking acne everywhere. It's because of the sugar. When you eat a lot of sugar, it takes up your muscle. When you eat a lot of sugar, it destroys your hormones and it makes you way worse. It gives you more stress because you're building up all those carbs and greases from fast food and sugar. Like when you put that in your system, you're fucking up your hormones, like the ability to build muscle. He said that he was an athlete. Motherfucker, athletes don't sit in their fucking gaming chairs, play Call of Duty all day, drink shit tons of fucking Pepsi, and then expect their muscles to stay there. You got to lift. That's how you maintain muscle. Increase your protein intake and you won't have these problems. And you gotta walk. You have to walk. Your heart is going to give out in any moment, bro. If you keep doing this, I swear to God, if you keep doing this shit, you're going to die. You're going to die. Your hormones are fucked right now. That's why you're breaking out at 40. That doesn't happen to 16. That only happens to 16-year-olds or niggas in puberty. You are 40 and you got a breakout. You have a breakout at 40. That's a problem. I think you're scared to go to the doctors because you're scared of what the fuck they're going to say to you. They're going to say your limbs are going to give out by the time you hit 500. They're going to say, we got to cut off a fucking foot because you're adding too much cholesterol in your arteries. That's what they're going to say to you. You're dead. You're done, bro. You're fucking done. That's what they're going to say to you. Like, and then you make a joke as in, oh, the doctor says, I'm surprised you even made it up here. 2 feet with 2 legs. Hey, don't listen to us. Do what you're doing. Eat your sugar-free fucking puddings and all that shit that people don't suggest. Go eat that shit. See what happens. All that sugar is gonna fuck up your hormones. Watch.
Evidence.
I mean, but dude, how could you say it's like, dude? Almost everything on Locale is scripted. How could you prove that it wasn't? Has anybody ever said it?
See, it's so scripted that he pulled a chunk out of Keemstar's neck because he is a rabid dog that needs to be put down. Not only that he did this and he kept going back to Keemstar and trying to attack him and it was successful at it. Not only did he do this, but if this was actually scripted, then why the fuck did you leave the fucking camp already? Why did you leave Fat Camp so early? Was that part of the script? Was there something that Keemstar was holding back from us that we don't know? Maybe he scripted that you were gonna get paid and then afterwards you had to leave. Like was there something going on? Were you needing to go back home so badly after that? Why was it the fact that Keemstar had to get injured at the end for you to go back home to stream, and then after that an apology, and then there's a talk about going to anger management classes? All this shit does not add up. You're making up shit that makes no sense. Like it's a rabbit ass story. Like you're acting like people are fucking stupid and they can understand you. No, I cannot understand you, bro. You need to talk like a human. You talk like a fucking child, bro. Talk like a fucking human being, bro.
Is he not going with that story anymore? Is my question.
We'll go with that story now. It was scripted. It was scripted to get clicks and views.
Yeah, because you're a fucking liar, and that's my entire point. If you don't want to think he's a pedophile, that's fine. If you don't want to think he's a fucking wife beater, he's a liar. He's a piece of shit.
I have lied about stuff. I've admitted to
He's
that.
a
I've admitted 2 times in this chat.
who has had more opportunity than most people in the world.
Wings was making so much money off Locale.
If he was making out money off of Locale, then why was he not going back to Locale after the incident? If that was the case, then why was he like humiliated and then he felt like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to be tortured anymore? If he was making so much money off of Locale, why did he leave?
Lying against Christianity or no?
It is. That's why I'm not lying. That's why I'm telling you the truth.
It was
okay, into the eternal pit of fire you go.
Kelly, I can't even engage with this.
Okay, so answer me this. Answer me this.
Intellectually.
Why do you think I'm in this? If I'm in a terrible... Why do you think?
Why do I think what?
If you... Alright, so you think I'm battered and beaten, blah, blah, blah. Why are you being mean to me?
If you think I'm battered and beaten, why you're being mean to me? I don't know. Maybe people kept saying that, leave Jordy, please. Leave Jordy. We keep saying, leave Jordy, but you want to stay with Jordy. That's the problem. You defend a pedophile, basically. And the reason why I call him a pedo is because he went ahead and touched somebody that wasn't his kid. The kid he gave an enema to. So we're saying I'm saying this as is. I'm taking it from what he said proudly to PKA or whoever the fuck he was talking about. So basically, he said this was all out of context, but he proudly said that he touched the kid and he told the kid to poop for him. There's so many things wrong with that, and I'm surprised a lot of YouTubers did not reach out to this, except for Hey Harvey. Shouts out to Hey Harvey, by the way. So I'm gonna just make this as quick as possible. So you're touching somebody's kid. You're dating somebody. You haven't made a full commitment of becoming that significant other, of being a fucking fiance to that significant other. So you took it out of your own knowledge that you think that putting your hands on the kid would be, the normal thing to do. This is what you're doing. You're saying that you want to do the enema, even though there's professionals, pediatricians that go to school to do this shit. And they do not recommend a stranger like you touching another person's kid to do this. They don't recommend Wings of Redemption to touch, and this is his past girlfriend, by the way. So this past girlfriend has a child, and this child wasn't, producing feces right at a toilet, so at a porcelain. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. So basically, the kid wasn't pooping right. Wings of Redemption went out of his way to touch his ex-girlfriend's child to do the enema for the kid. An enema is something that a doctor could do. So why would you step out of your way to help the child poop? If anything, it should be the parent's job to do that. It should be the father's job to do that. So we're logically saying this, that there is a father out there who had their kid touched by Wings of Redemption. So therefore, I'm sorry, but the way you touched this kid that was not yours, and you were trying to help out the kid to poop naked, all right, butt ass naked. There's no way in hell this nigga did not see another kid naked while helping him take a shit. So you're doing this, and you're proudly saying this because you have experience of this, because your grandma did this to you. So for some reason, a 30-year-old man who had this done to him when his grandma was around should do this to a child who needs a pediatrician at all times. Or better yet, should be given a fucking instructions to a mom of that child to do that process. So you did that. I'm just saying, you probably ruined a kid's life by doing this, because he doesn't know you and you're trying to be part of his life. Like you're all good and dandy. But my question is, where's the kid now? Do you see the kid? Because if he still sees this kid, he would have brought this up in every stream, because he's not that smart. He's IQ 62. That's the whole story, by the way. It's chipped off a little bit because it was like parts and bits and clips on the stream, but he did that. He touched another kid.
When you
He saw somebody else's kid naked. Out of the reasons why he wouldn't have a kid himself, he thought he would be okay with just touching somebody else's kid.
Literally, all I'm doing is confronting you with reality.
Yeah, he has no respect for women, obviously.
Like you guys take a confrontation with reality as like a personal attack. That's the problem.
Did your mom leave you when you were young? Is that why you act like you do?
So you're gonna get okay. So your mom leave you when you were young. Yeah. Do you know Wings of Redemption's backstory? I think you do, because his mom was nowhere around his life. I've heard that his grandma had to step up, just like for other locales out there. But that is actually sad. Yeah, like I said before, this guy gave a kid an enema that isn't recommended. Highly recommended. It's very dangerous, actually. I'm going to say this again. He touched a kid that wasn't his, and it was very dangerous for him to do that as a stranger to this kid's life.
Is that very Christian like this?
I know this. I know I was being very long. I was being long about this. I'm carrying it out through the way. I'm fillering this, but this needs to be said. He touched somebody else's kid, and that kid showed his private parts to him. Okay. He stepped in there. He was there. He did this. There's no way in hell he didn't. So there's a kid out there that was touched by this man, and this man did not find anything wrong about it. Leaving it out there.
I'm wondering why you act like you do. It's really a question.
He's questioning this person's Christianity while you're actively trying to take a cancer survivor.
You're an atheist who married a deacon's daughter, which is fucking weird.
Husband's income away from it.
Wings,
you were basically like trying to like you were wishing death upon.
She had cancer, unlike Boogie, who lied about having cancer, and she's a Christian. But that's the number one thing you don't fuck with. But for some reason, that attracted you so much to start a marriage with and start cutting off your taxes. That's why you wanted to do this, because she was so down for it. And that's what every Christian woman wants to do, is get married. And you took advantage of that fucking philosophy, which isn't yours because you're a fucking atheist. I don't get it. So are you a hypocrite? No, you're a sloth. You're envious. You're jealous of everybody you see. You like take advantage of people. You are a manipulator.
Two people, bro. Like, that is so fucked up.
Okay, so Odio, answer me this: were you disappointed in Italian God's whole expose? Because it was
disappointed in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not watching this clip again. But anyways, yeah, that's what I said. At the end of the day, this guy has a problem. Okay, he has a problem of not keeping his shit to himself. He talks about a lot of things that he shouldn't be saying. And again, like you're touching somebody else's kid, and then you think it's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people that's going to call you a PDF for that. That is PDF behavior, because you're trying to do something for a child that isn't yours. You're not the child. You're like, the parent is going to have to figure it out anyway, somehow, shape or form, how to save that child's life. You can't do that. You're not a pediatrician. Anyways, that's it for the video, and I hope to see you guys later. I'm sorry for extending it so long. Jesus Christ, yeah. It's just that nobody's calling him out for the enema shit. It is so fucking disgusting. It fucking is. All right, I'm out of here. And again, this video is from Wings of Redemption, the Professional Predator. All right, and make sure to go to OVO. Yeah, they're so many videos. Subscribe to his OVO. All right, I'm out.